Welcome back. Nutrition for your goats is so important, and the correct nutrition can mean the difference between a healthy goat and a sick goat. And when it comes to nutrition, one of the most overlooked parts is your minerals. Goats need minerals. They need them daily to help keep them from getting deficient in different ways. And if you do not have minerals and your goats get deficiencies, you can end up with a whole lot of issues. Things like kidding problems and reproductive problems and coat issues and anemia issues and parasite loads, and the list goes on. And a lot of these things can be prevented if you just keep them in top nutrition. So today we're going to talk about minerals, the how, the what, and the why of giving your goats minerals. So we're going to start with the why. Your goats are not the same as the wild goats living in the mountainous wilderness. They live in a totally different environment. So wild goats have the freedom to roam, and they can forage and move based on the availability of the minerals in the soil and in the forage. If they are not getting their needs met, they will move on to live in a place that will meet those needs. They also use natural water sources. And water is really important when it comes to the availability of the minerals and the absorption of the minerals. So your goats are stuck with your water source. That means they may be given city water or well water, which can contain things that really affect how the minerals get used in their bodies. So now the what. What kind of minerals do you give your goats? First of all, they need to be loose minerals, like these. Cows have very rough tongues, and they can get everything they need by licking a block. But goats can't. They cannot get what they need every day by licking a block or a tub. So you need to make sure you give them these loose minerals. When you're looking at a mineral, you also want to make sure that it does not contain more than 15% salt. They need the other minerals, the other trace minerals within them, and if it's just salt, then that mineral will not give them what they need. The other thing you need to look out for is that you are buying a mineral that is marketed and marked for goats, and not for goats and sheep. Because goats, there's some differences between goats and sheep, and goats need copper. And without the correct amount, they can get deficient in copper quite easily. And even most loose minerals do not provide what they need, and you have to give them extra copper every year. But sheep, however, do not need the copper. They don't need as much, and they will deal with copper toxicity if they are given too much. So when you're looking for your goats, you need to make sure that your mineral has at least 1,200 parts per million of copper. So make sure you're reading your labels and look at that salt and the copper before you decide if it's a good one to give your goats. And now the how. How do you give your goats mineral? You want to give your goats minerals free choice. They need to have access to it at all times. It means you can use a bucket like this that hangs in their shed. You can use a smaller one that has 2 compartments, one for mineral and one for baking soda. But no matter how you give it to them, you want to keep it in an area that will be kept clean, that they won't soil it, and that it's available at all times. I can't stress that one enough. You also want to make sure it is by itself. Do not mix it with other things. Don't mix it with their food or mix it with kelp or other supplements. You want to make sure that they get what they need, and the only way to do that is to make sure it is given by itself. So if you don't already have this done, if you do not have loose minerals out for your goats at all times, you need to put that on your to-do list this week, and you need to get it done. Go out and get the minerals and replace the block, put it in their shed so they have it at all times. Or if you already have the minerals and you have been mixing it in with their feed every day, then you should change that and give them their own specific bucket for them to try every single day. Don't underestimate the power of good nutrition. It works for both humans and goats alike. A healthy diet will mean a healthy goat. that's it for today. See you next time.